Okay. It has happened. You're gone. You're gone. You're here. You're here. Waffles go to the cockatoo, even though it's not that efficient. I've never really used the cockatoo effectively before this weekly, so we give it a chance to pop. I've used the cockatoo effectively. We have a Cosmopolitan magazine platinum member in the chat, and we love that for them. They have wiretapped the Mothercratic Party and served, I don't know where. Listen, I don't keep up with the memes as much as I should these days. I'm still not comfortable. I'm comfortable spelling it. I'm not comfortable saying it. C-U-N-T. I can't say it. I know that it's a regional thing, and like in Australia and New Zealand, it's just something you say. Here's the thing. It's not even, like, I'm not offended by the word, but my culture growing up ingrained in me that was basically like an assault on someone's honor to the extent that they could respond with violence. It was basically like one of the worst words you could use, especially to describe. If you use it to describe a woman, that's like a capital offense. And if you use it to describe a man, it's like slightly less bad, but still pretty bad. I just don't feel like it, because I've never really used it, I think. I don't think it would feel normal to come out of my mouth. I can say, fuck this, shit this, slurp up the shit, diarrhea milkshake. Like, that feels natural coming out of my mouth. Then you find out people in Scotland are just like, that's what they call their best friend. We called each other that at school, age 10. Where was your school? Because it probably was not in, Harrow Smith, Ontario. Let me put it that way. Melbourne? Yeah. That's Melbourne tech right there. That's old school Melbourne. You wouldn't get that in Melbourne these days. Am I right, fellow Aussies? I bet r/Melbourne is just like r/Vancouver. Best Georgie pie in the city? Well, there used to be a place down on Harbour Road. Fortunately, it closed down in 2013. Melbourne has little brother syndrome? Can I tell you? I can only speak to this from my perspective. I don't know if this replicates the perspective of all Canadians and Americans. My perception of Australian cities, as I know it. Canberra, the capital, is like our Ottawa. It's the capital. Nobody really knows why. Not necessarily a bad town, but kind of boring. Sydney is like the New York City of Australia. It's like the economic center of the country. It has a lot of tourist attractions and stuff like that. And then Melbourne is like the Los Angeles, Vancouver of Australia. It's like the weather's a little milder. It's a little cooler there. Property's completely out of reach. You got to swap them. Sydney's the Vancouver. Melbourne's the New York. I live in Ottawa. What'd you say fuck me for? I like Ottawa. The Rideau Canal, the locks, the Rideau Centre, the McDonald's next to the Rideau Centre. Hull, the Museum of Civilization, the Parliament buildings. I saw Superbad in that movie theater, okay? I got a lot of respect for it. But everybody who lives in Ottawa tells me it's boring. Did you ever make the pilgrimage to Hooker Harvey's? I don't know. VIP Daniel, I don't know what that is. I didn't spend much time in Toronto, okay? I don't know what Hooker Harvey's is. In terms of things that I've done in Toronto, I have been to Honest Ed's. I have been to Lee's Palace, slammed a couple of tea beers at the Distillery District, seen a few games at the Sky Dome, walked into the Steam Whistle Brewery. They said it'll be 2 hours to wait for the tour, but you can sit at the bar. I said, why would I want to sit at the bar? This beer is not good. We'll go someplace else and get something that's actually tasty. Would you ever travel to Idaho? If Boise State made the Marlboro Bowl, you could catch me in the stadium for sure. My God, we did it. I don't have to retire from Super Auto Pets. I was talking about it in the Peloton sub-community in the Discord. For people who don't live in North America, I'm going to simplify America for you, okay? You don't need to learn all 50 states. There's actually like just a few things you need to know, okay? We're going to split the United States into regions. We're going to make everybody angry. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to leave England alone for a minute, but not for long. Or Canada, for that matter. And Australia, congratulations. There are 3 American states you need to know. California, Texas, and Florida are their own beasts. Culturally distinct enough from the geographic areas that they reside in order to have to know them singularly. New York, you do not have to know, but you do have to know New York City. That's special region number 4. Apart from that, you need to know the Northeast. And the Northeast is basically Maryland up to Maine and west to the start of Pennsylvania. The South is, put Virginia into the Northeast as well. I apologize. North Carolina to Georgia, west to Oklahoma, that's the South. Washington and Oregon are the only states in the Pacific Northwest. Sorry, Idaho. Everything that I did not mention is part of the Midwest, including Chicago, but Chicago might be like the next special region you need to know as well. So if you picture a map of the United States, the middle is all Midwest. There's a little bit of south in the southeast, but not south enough to Florida. And then basically it's the Northeast and the Pacific Northwest and California. That's it. That's all you need. Hawaii, yes, congratulations, Hawaii. You're the newest state in the Midwest. What about Las Vegas? Midwest. And if you don't believe me, go to Las Vegas and tell me how many pink Stanley Cups you see when you're walking down the strip. Alaska, we will admit them into the Pacific Northwest. They have my permission. I actually don't hate it. Listen, the point is, it's not that everybody's going to be happy with it. It's that everybody is going to be roughly equally mad about it, which is how you know you've got a good compromise. So PA is the Midwest. Pennsylvania, west of Philadelphia, born and raised, is the Midwest. East of Philadelphia, including Philadelphia, is the Northeast. Washington, D.C., clearly part of the Northeast. I really don't care what Thomas Jefferson said to Alexander Hamilton, okay? Washington, D.C. is now in the Northeast. It's below the Mason-Dixon line, not the cultural Mason-Dixon line, my friend. Pittsburgh's coming for your head? Bro, bullshit, bro. I know yins identify as Midwesterners. Your football team is named after steel workers, bro. In the Northeast, it's all named after like heroes of the Revolutionary War and shit. They're part of the Midwest, bro. They wear big jackets in the wintertime that are not puffy. That's how you know they're in the Midwest. It's like you think that I would just say this stuff without giving any thought to it. I've been cooking this one up in the dome for a while. If anybody should be mad, it's Chicago, to be honest with you. Because Chicago is on the wrong side of where I drew the delineation. I said New York gets its own special area. Chicago, unfortunately, ends up being part of the Midwest. I'm sure Chicago would like to be in a special administrative district as well. I personally think that they're a huge city with Midwestern values. But I haven't spent any time there, so it's based purely in ignorance, to be fair. Denver's the same vibe. Listen, it's no disrespect to Denver, okay? You can't compare Denver to Chicago. We can't do that. Chicago have like 11 million people in the metro area or something like that. I got nothing against Denver, bro. Do Canada next. I insult my own country all the time in exactly the same way. There are basically like, in terms of like special provinces that you need to know, there's even less because obviously like our population is a lot smaller. I can't believe we won that one. The east of Quebec is a region. That's the Atlantic region. Quebec and Ontario are special administrative zones. I'll give them the respect that I feel that they deserve. Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan are Texas. British Columbia, I'm trying to avoid, home bias here. Most of British Columbia is Montana. I don't even know if you need to know Vancouver as like a special administrative zone. It's just kind of like it's an aberration within the rest of the province. You could even, the BC is somewhat culturally distinct from the provinces between it and Ontario. It's flyover country, bro. Maybe if you're taking a airliner from Tokyo, how the hell are you gonna fly over British Columbia? This shit starts at the end of the Pacific Ocean. You on a damn seaplane, tailspin, and then everything north of that, i.e., the three territories, are season 1 of The Terror on FX. Can you sing some Genuine? Oh, you mean the burp song? Burr, 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 burr. I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride without trying to fall in love. Got to be compatible, push it to the limit. Be sure when I break it off, she's not gonna wanna get off. You're horny, let's do it. Riding on my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. Like that Genuine song.